Yeti, I wanted to kind of talk about something. It's kind of a sore topic, especially if you're someone who's in the United States. You're watching what's all going on with the whole raw milk thing and ban glyphosate and all that jazz. I just kind of wanted to put my 2 cents into what's going on here. I mean, in Canada, it's kind of the same gig. Nobody wants any chemicals on their food. Problem is, food costs too much. And not much of it's making its way to the farmer. So, unfortunately, this stuff is kind of born out of necessity. And yeah, we moan and we complain about the fact that nutrients now cost more than it ever did. So the cost to produce food is going up. Problem is, you can't just not do these things anymore. Larger farms, I mean, borderline, I'd call them corporations. When they get to the point where they've got a headquarters that doesn't do any farming, I don't know if it's much of a strictly a farm anymore. Anyways, the point of what I'm getting at is the reason why we put down these nutrients, a lot of them are derived from chemical processes. They come with numbers, not names. So on some of these, I mean, we spray insecticides. A large part of that is so that we don't end up with, it's the same thing with the fungicides. It's also, we have less cull fruit. Because every extra pound is a few extra cents. And in a world where you can only make very little per pound, you gotta do more pounds. I'll give you an example here with the cherries. 1 acre of cherry trees is, for us, the way we plant is 519 cherries, or 519 cherry trees. Each one of those trees only produces around 20 pounds is what we aim for. Now, that's not good. That's not bad either. 20 pounds of cherries, that'll do. Part of the problem is we gotta feed these things every year until they start producing. Yeah, we're starting to get some tension in this track. The track tensioner snapped. So I took some ready rod in the same thread, welded it, put it together. Yeah, that's because it's cheaper than paying someone else to do this stuff. And then guess what? I got a ton of extra wire for whatever the next breakdown is. Anyways, the point I'm making is there isn't enough money to be made to lose any fruit. So we have to maximize our quality. So that means increasing our size. We have to do everything in our power to get every extra cent out of every pound, or every extra pound. And that means we got to kill the weeds. So when we put nutrient down, we're not just feeding the weeds. That means not letting bugs eat the fruit. That means not having a bunch of cull fruit because they're too small. And that means not having a bunch of cull fruit because it's rotten. I mean, well, at the end of the day, what gets packaged and sent out, what gets picked has to be edible, right? And we can't send out a bunch of moldy fruit just because, well, that's what we grew and we didn't want to spray fungicides. We can't go giving you guys or sending fucking invasive species to other countries because we couldn't spray an insecticide. We can't get stuck in the overloading what's the word I'm looking for? We can't get stuck overloading the local market because everyone in the area grows the same thing, because why? We all have the same fucking climate in the local area. We have to ship it overseas, so we have to abide by their rules. We have to keep them safe, we have to keep ourselves safe, and we have to maximize. Yeah, it's the shits. We put chemicals on the food. But I mean, fuck's sakes, we're stuck in a position where we can't just not. I mean, we can't put down all these thousands of gallons of food and water and try and grow something just to have it get fucking ruined, and then we don't make any fucking margin on it anyways. There's okay, so sorry, nobody's ever going to eat an apple again. No one's going to ever eat cherries again. Why? Because we're not going to spray anything and we can't grow a harvest because of it. I mean, it's a little different if you're like huge and you can take the hits. Like you can literally, like if you get to the point where you're jealous fruit size and you've got literally entire farms that don't produce anything. Why? Because it's not worth picking. Don't spend the extra money. We can still make a small profit, or at least keep the cash flow enough to pay the fucking bank the minimum. But I mean, it's one of those things. Like people don't even get it. Like we want to talk about farming and what goes on, and how much you don't want these things on your food. Well, unfortunately, this born out of necessity. Like we got to save every fucking cherry we can because every cent counts, and it's to the point where it's across the board. It's everything in every way. We got to grow them bigger. We got to grow them firmer. We got to keep stems on them. We got to make sure that there isn't bugs and fungus growing on them, right? And like if that meant that we only put out 25% of a crop, well, guess what? We're done. We're finished. That's the same with all of it. Doesn't matter if it's soybeans. It doesn't matter if it's what will be another good example? It doesn't matter if it's corn. It doesn't matter if it's wheat. And I mean, the worst part is like we put all this stuff in, and we're not just growing cherries; we're growing the trees too, right? So it's not even like a 1-to-1. Anyways, there's my 2 cents on it. We want to talk about how much we don't want all these things on our food, and I completely agree. If it meant we didn't have to spend the money on it, but unfortunately, it's not even 1-to-1. It's one of those things like spending the money on the things and spending the money to put the things on, the chemicals on the food, are what completely makes this viable. I mean, we can sit here and debate whether or not regenerative ag, but you can't scale it. There's no such thing as scalable regenerative ag or permaculture. The problem is like you lose 50% of a crop because of a rainfall. Meanwhile, if you just sprayed the product, you would have saved it. Like it's not feasible. Not with the overheads these days. I mean, like you look at the cost of land. I mean, the mortgage. Jesus. It's too much. It's too fucking much. So don't think of it as chemicals. Think of it as an insurance policy. Words out of mouth. Look at it like it's an insurance policy and make sure you get fed. My 2 cents.